Hello.
Hi Bradley. Hi everybody. Welcome to Aderans UK Live. Thank you for joining us tonight. Last week we both had a week off, so hopefully we're nice and refreshed for all of you this evening. We've had a little bit of stressful setting up this evening. For some reason our internet decided to play funny games with us and we've had a lot of noise issues. Fingers crossed it's all been sorted. Bradley's a marvel, so hopefully we're all going to be smooth sailing from here in. We missed you last week. Hopefully you missed seeing both of us as well. But we're back now for the next few weeks. And some exciting subjects that we're going to actually be covering as well over the next few weeks, which is really good, isn't it?
It is. So how did you spend your last Wednesday night, Jane?
Oh, interesting one, probably.
Interesting question to start with.
Yeah, I was in the New Forest for a few days, which was lovely, beautiful. I love the New Forest, the ponies and the walks, and absolutely gorgeous. But I was down there with two other families and there was 4 children under the age of 6.
Wow.
So I felt a little bit like the Pied Piper, because wherever I was, it was Jane, can I sit on your lap? Jane. Yep. So I think last Wednesday evening I would have been watching Sammy the Shark or something very silly on a stage at a holiday camp.
How wholesome.
It was fun.
That's really nice.
And I probably had more fun than the kids.
Well, there we go.
Or as much fun as the children.
It's kind of nice, isn't it, to just switch off and watch something?
Yeah.
And just
simple. Holiday games. It was very easy and relaxed. So
Family time's what it's all about.
Yeah. And what did you get up to on your week away?
So I did quite a lot on my week off, actually. Caught up with a lot of people that I haven't been able to see over the last year.
That's weird, isn't it?
So weird. Really strange. I'm sure everybody else kind of feels that right now as well. But last Wednesday particularly, I actually went out for dinner to a really nice Thai restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Really nice.
In Brighton?
In Brighton. Which was, it's just weird to be out on a Wednesday night after work.
Was it a new one, a new Thai? Or?
No, I think it's been there quite some time. But yeah, really, really nice. But here we are. Back
really
again.
Nice. Yeah.
And as Jane said, we've had quite a few issues tonight. We're just hoping that nothing falls off the walls, nothing collapses. There is a fly that's joined us tonight. It's going to be an exciting...
Yeah, we've got one of the windows open to let some air in, so
Yeah, last time we did that, I don't know if you remember, but Robin decided to join us, so...
That was back in the winter, wasn't it? Well, I guess it was.
I think it must have been.
Yeah.
Around Christmas.
Yeah, that was really cute, though, the Robin flying in to see us.
Much cuter than a fly, but we'll go with it. So tonight we're very lucky to have Alexander Turnbull joining us. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's a really great guy. I was very lucky I got to go to one of the Hairdressing Awards when he won. So that was a real celebration that night.
Excellent.
Really good. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to talk to us about and everything tonight, because he has a new collection, which will let him tell us all about.
Yep.
I think, Jane, you're just going to pick his brains a little bit, aren't you?
I'm going to try to, yes. See what little bits of information we can actually get out of him.
Extract.
Yeah, he's in the hot seat tonight, he's not quite sure what he's let himself in for, I'm sure.
Oh, don't make him nervous. He can hear everything
I know
we're
he can.
Right
but he's going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, as Bradley said, we've got Alexander Turnbull on board with us this evening, which is great. Just to tell you a little bit about Alex, he is an award-winning hairstylist who's travelled all over the world, so he's been really, really lucky. He's travelled the world doing what he loves, which is inspiring other people through his amazing hairdressing skills. Alex actually left school at the age of 15. We might go into that a little bit more later if Alex wants to actually tell us why he left at 15, but we'll leave that one down to Alex. And entered the actual world of hairdressing, where he's actually become a celebrity stylist to a lot of celebrities, a lot of models, a lot of TV in catwalks as well that he's done. He's worked with an awful lot of different people and on an awful lot of different shows as well. He's worked with Gok Wang.
I don't know what that noise was you just made, but Gok Wang.
Gok Wang, yeah. Yeah, he's worked with Gok Wang. He was on Don't Tell the Bride as well.
That's a good show.
Which is a good show as well. So he's done quite a lot of different things and quite interesting things as well.
Yeah, and he's now over in the States, isn't he?
And now he's actually living in LA. How lovely. Very exciting.
Right.
And he actually works for Aderans now. So he's working for the same company as me and Bradley. Me and Bradley are here in Brighton. Mm-hmm. So probably not quite as glamorous as actually living in LA, where Alex is living at the moment. So he actually joined us a couple of years ago, joined Aderans, and it's great to actually have him on board with us.
He's calling us from the UK tonight, though, isn't he? I think he's come back for a period of time now.
Yes. Yeah, so he's back at home.
We can't be too jealous.
No, he's back
we won't
at
hold
home.
It against him.
No, we go occasionally to these places, but yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah, so he's working out there quite happily, which is lovely. Yeah. And I think maybe we'll bring him on any second.
Yeah, let's bring him
in
now,
and see what he's got to say for himself this evening.
That sounds very threatening, Jane. It really is a hot seat tonight. So let's bring him in.
We can have some fun with Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. How are you?
I'm glad you're still there.
Well, I mean, what an introduction. I mean, I think I don't have anything left to say now.
I'm sure you do.
We've got quite a lot of time left, Alex. I hope you can find something.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes to go. Yeah. So, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really happy to be on board with you guys tonight. You know, I mean, like you're saying, like I've been with the company for 2 years, but I've actually been using Renee of Paris wigs for over 20 years. And you know, so I've been working on the American side on and off for about 4 years, and then eventually moved out there a couple of years ago. So, you know, for what I did, Renee of Paris has always been my kind of go-to wigs, and Aderans has always been my go-to. So, yeah, it's nice to be here with you.
Excellent. It's lovely to have you with us. And I understand you're back in the UK at the moment because you've had a little package delivered, haven't you?
Yes, a little package indeed. So, yeah, I mean, obviously COVID sent the world absolutely nuts, right? So I moved out to the States, and the plan was that my wife and kids and the kids would follow. And then lockdown came, and my big boss allowed me to go back to England, and went back to England for a little bit, and then I got a call when I went back to America, which was, I've got some news for you, I'm pregnant. So I was like, oh, right, wow. So that came as a bit of a surprise, but we were kind of trying, and I came back to meet my new baby. I made it back in time for the birth, and she came 3 weeks ago, and she's called Bryony May Turnbull, and we absolutely love her.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, the pictures I've seen are lovely as well with your other 2 children as well, isn't it? So how do they feel, the children, about having a little baby sister around?
They're really good, you know. They're really, really good. I mean, the baby's sleeping through a lot, so she's doing really well. I mean, myself, my son, and my other daughter, we all cleared off to the garden and pitched a tent the other night, and thought we'd stay out there to avoid waking mother and baby up. But you know, they're really good. They're massively helpful, and yeah, they're thrilled to have a little sister.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful. And lovely that you're actually back home to actually see those first few weeks as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am going back to the States in a few weeks, but right now I'm on baby bonding time, so I've taken a leave of absence. So, you know, the little things that you take for granted, like doing the school run and you know, the school pickups and cooking tea and all the things that, you know, parents get to do all the time. I've really missed out on that because I've been on and off away from them for the last 2 years. So it's lovely to be back.
Yeah, I suppose really because you do spend so much time away from the family, you've got to make that very most of all those hours and minutes you've got with them when you're here, isn't it, Alex?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But you know, even when I owned my salon, I wasn't just an in-salon stylist. I did other things as well, and I travelled a lot. So, I mean, the family were always used to me going away and doing a show or doing whatever, but, you know, never for 6 months at a time or 3 months at a time. That's been the hardest part, the amount of time away from them. But you know, like the same platforms that have allowed businesses to keep alive have also allowed to keep long distance relationships and families alive, you know. So being able to pick the phone up and be able to look at my kids and see their faces and interact has been great. And, my son is now become an avid Fortnite player, so I've been told when I do go back to the States, I have to get a console and earphones and a mic, and I think that him and I are going to have to communicate that way. But, hey, needs must, right?
That's it, absolutely.
Absolutely, isn't it? And will they be joining you at some time over in the States?
Yes. Yeah, we're hoping to have everybody out there for September, October time. But right now we're waiting for an appointment at the embassy to get baby Bryony on our visas, and so we've got a bit to do. So we're going to the passport office tomorrow, and so it's a bit of a whirlwind trip, but all exciting stuff.
Very, very exciting. And you've just launched your second collection as well for Aderans, haven't you? For Renier Paris, the Alexander Collection. And we've got a picture of the front cover of Alex's new catalogue as well, which is beautiful. Beautiful image of that particular style. That style is called Zara, which I actually love it. That just lovely, soft beach wave, which is really, really nice. So you must be super excited because that got launched this week in America, wasn't it, your collection?
That's correct, yeah. I mean, it was launched on Monday, and it's had amazing feedback. So, you know, I'm absolutely thrilled because we launched in 2019, and then shortly after the launch, we hit COVID, we hit all these things, so we kind of lost a year really. It was a way of me like looking back, and then I was looking at the campaign which we did at the beginning, and you know, we kind of had a collective decision and decided to change the whole campaign. You know, we had brought out 6 new styles and certainly shone a light on the styles that had possibly been overlooked because of the fear factor of COVID, rightly so. And so the feedback has been amazing. You know, it's really been fantastic. And it was great this shoot because I went back to what I know. You know, I mean, being an English hairdresser and doing the majority of my work in London, we get weathered off. So shooting on location has never been something that I've done regularly. So I was back in the studio, back where I'm comfortable, and I think it really comes across in the collection. You know, it's high end, like it's called Alexander Couture. We wanted a couture collection, but importantly, that's not just for one kind of demographic. You know, we put something in there that's age appropriate for anybody, any size, any person, because you know, hair loss doesn't discriminate, so neither do we either. You know, so Alexander Couture, I like to think, is a collection for everyone.
It is. When you actually look at the styles, it really does, as you say, it covers all those age groups, doesn't it, really? From somebody quite young as a teenager, or somebody maybe 70 or 80 who wants to look quite sophisticated or quite glamorous as well. There is a look and a colour for everybody within that collection, most definitely.
First, the collection shoot that you did, one of my favourite things was that you'd actually used quite a lot of models of colour as well. So it was great to just see the different pieces on different skin tones.
Yeah.
Which is, it's just changes the look completely.
It does.
It really does. And it was a beautiful shoot. I mean, we were all really jealous actually when the video came, because was it shot in Malibu or something like that? It was really, really.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first collection that we did, and you know, we shot that at a really gorgeous house on the beach in Malibu. Yeah, and it was mega. You know, it was really good, and we used a lot of diversity within the models, and it came across really, really well. But certainly for this year and this collection, as beautiful as the last one was, I kind of wanted to wash my hands a little bit of all of the 2019 and COVID-19, as hurtful and painful as it's been for people on a personal level, and people have lost people sadly and lost businesses and all the rest of it. Because it came out at such a hard, traumatic time, I kind of thought, you know what, it's time to have a fresh look and a new excitement and a new buzz out there for everybody to get behind. So, you know, Malibu was beautiful and it still is, but I certainly think it looks a lot better being in the studio, and it's a lot more high end for what I was after. Now, if the question was, will you ever go back to Malibu? Yeah, of course. I've got friends that are living there. I've got a friend of mine, Michael, who's a big celebrity hairdresser out there. He lives on Malibu, and he does the hair for like Dead to Me. He's done the hair for 24 and all of these massive big shows. And I met him doing a hair show in Long Beach, and then he took me to meet one of his next door neighbors, a guy called Bernie Silver. And it turns out Bernie Silver brought the first Kanekalon wigs from Japan back in the early 60s to the States. What an interesting guy. And I mean, he was the hairdresser for Marilyn Monroe, Steve McQueen, all this kind of thing. So there was like, you know, just picking this guy's brains. And, you know, this guy was like, you know, he's an old chap, a mature gentleman, I should say. And, you know, and he was just thrilled that, you know, our wigs were doing so well. So, you know, so I do go to Malibu quite regularly, but just to kind of hang out with mates really now, as opposed to shoots.
That's really nice. Yeah, it opens up a whole new world for you, doesn't it, really? Living the other side of the pond, as they actually say.
It definitely changes up the look, though. Like, you know, in the first shoot, as you said, with Malibu and everything, you've got, with the studio setting now, you've got more of that British kind of hairdressing craft coming through again, now that it's in a studio setting. And I think we get maybe to see a little bit more of you in this collection. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I mean, very, very much so. I mean, you know, and I took a lot of my my inspiration, and I don't, you know, I don't mind saying this either. I think it's terrible when stylists are very much like, oh, I'm, you know, my inspiration doesn't come from anything; it's all from here, which is a load of nonsense. You know, I mean, inspiration comes from so many different forms, and you know, I mean, a amazing photographer that I shot with, a guy called Jack Eames. You know, a lot of his work inspired like a lot of the way we decided to move the videos. And I shot with a guy called Richard Miles, who was a massive, big, you know, brilliant for the BHA. You know, I was looking at a lot of previous work that I'd done with him, and then, you know, we've got an amazing photographer in California. But it was amazing for me to be able to show, like, you know, the British kind of work and say, right, well, you know, I don't want to alienate any other markets, but I had to feel like it had my own stamp on the collection. And I certainly feel this collection does. And I mean, and I think it's come across certainly with the way that it's, you know, the feedback that I'm getting from people and the response it's had has been mega. So I think certainly it feels more me. So I'm glad you said that, Bradley. It's nice that stood out because you know, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, it did work extremely well, isn't it? When you actually look at some of the actual images, I don't know if you can see those, everybody on there.
Yeah, I think the Zara style is probably my favourite out of the entire
collection. It's just stunning.
Amazing in the grey colour as well.
Yeah,
people are going, no, that's actually Moonstone, that one, Jane, which is slightly different to Illumina R. But you know, I mean, a similar color, but just got a slight difference to it.
Slightly more of a blue tinge.
There you go. Yeah, and I mean, we a lot of what I did was I was looking at celebrity inspirations, and I mean, Natalie Portman, beautiful, you know, A-list celebrity, always classy, always gorgeous. Had a hairstyle that was quite similar to the Zara wig, and it's kind of that effortless wave in the longer style without it being too long or too short, you know, a long bob. And it's kind of the hair that you know, every woman wants, if you like. I'm just looking at some of these comments right here. There's a lady called Nikki Daddy who used to work for me, she's taken on quite a few of my clients as as a few of my ex-employees have, and she does an amazing job. Thanks for joining, Nikki. And she just said that V is amazing in Plumberry Jam. Right, well, thank you very much. Fred, actually, Jane, is that a V in Plumberry Jam next to
We've
your
got that
head?
one behind us as well. Yeah. So that's the V. And again, you've just got that lovely soft wave to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just take it all back. It's actually, I think it's a really versatile, quite a funky style that you can actually do lots with. It's one of my favourite ones from your first collection, most definitely. But that colour just always works so well as well. It's just bright and vibrant.
Makes it pop, and it works. I mean, it works great with any eye color, but certainly with like the blue, gray, hazel, greeny kind of eye colors, that kind of purple kind of clashes with the eye, so it kind of makes your eyes pop a little bit. So you know, that's a big thing when I'm, you know, certainly because I don't really do anything so much in salons anymore or anything like that. But I mean, I used to, when I had my salon, I ran a very successful wig and hair loss clinic at the salon, and you know, I did a lot of wigs for fashion, but I also did an awful lot of wigs for people with hair loss related illness and alopecia and all these kind of things. And that would be a key thing when I was, you know, when I was choosing a wig, would be to get a color to complement eyes, skin tone, and all the rest of it. And I suppose as well, it's like, it's no different to being in a salon as a hairdresser. It's having the confidence to be able to say, well, actually, hang on, you know, I know you've got that color, but have you ever thought about having this or trying this or, you know, so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, it is. It's very true, actually. It's you've got to look at it with your kind of artistic in your hairdressing eye, isn't it, really? Because as soon as the client walks in the salon, I know from my experience of working on the retail side, by the time you've kind of greeted them, sat them down, made them comfortable, you probably know what wig they're going to actually buy and what colour as well. So you give them a few options and you always actually kind of get it spot on, because I think being hairdressers, you get to know colour so well and what suits somebody's face shape or skin tone, isn't it? So it does make it a lot easier, I think, when you're actually fitting wigs, if it's something new to anybody out there who's going to start fitting wigs for the first time. Being a hairdresser does make it a lot easier. I just want to reintroduce us quickly before we ask some more questions. For those new viewers who are actually joining us, if you don't know Alexander, we've got Alexander Turnbull with us tonight. He's actually an award-winning hairstylist, been traveling all over the world, but now he's actually settled in LA in California and is working for Rene Paris in Aderans now. And we've got Alex live with us this evening. So any questions you want to put through to Alex about wigs, about his hairdressing career, anything you'd like to ask, or if you've got questions for Bradley or myself, please just pop them in the comments box. And we're keeping an eye on all of those this evening from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. And it's lovely to have some of our regular viewers back with us as well after us taking a break last week, which is really nice. It is nice.
We haven't lost anybody on.
Yeah, I know. It's you always wonder, don't you? A week off and that's it. But no, it's lovely to have everybody back with us.
Well, I think speaking of back, let's take it way back. So we've just talked about Alex's salon and working with wigs and hairpieces. So Alex, what was it that made you first get into working with wigs?
Okay, so I mean I had a very, very cool ex-boss, and my first gaffer was a guy called Mark Hill. And for the ones of you that don't know Mark is a multi-award-winning stylist, has a fabulous range of his own products. And, I mean, Mark to me was kind of, a friend told me about a book not long ago, and it was about raising boys. And he said at like the age of like 14 to 16, boys stop. And this is mortifying having a son myself, but they look to a different male mentor for guidance and stuff. And I guess Mark came into my life at that right kind of time. And he used to take me, on shoots, and I used to see him do all this amazing stuff. And, and then these unbelievable models used to come in and like, being a young teenage guy who like didn't know where to look and all nervous and all the rest of it. And then I soon figured the more expensive the models, or the more sought after the models, or the more key look they had, the less you could actually do with their hair. So I saw Mark. I mean, Mark's done, you know, wigs and stuff in the past, but you know, I saw Mark use wigs on set and do certain things on shoots. So when it came to doing my first big budget shoot, I'd already won quite a lot of awards for the National Hairdressing Federation, and I moved on to doing the British Hairdressing Awards. And I did my first shoot when I was 18, and I remember it now. There was this style that I wanted to do. It was like a kind of Farrah Fawcett-y kind of thing. And I'd never cut a wig before in my entire life. And I still lived at home with my mum and dad. And I think I remember getting like a Bic razor or something. God knows where it had come from. I dread to think my dad was probably shaving his face with it. And I took this long wig and I kind of cut it, and I managed to create this feathery style. And from that moment forward, I was hooked. And, you know, it came across because when I turned 19 when the awards then came round, and you know, I was the youngest person to ever win the British Hairdressing Awards then, and I think I still hold that title, which is pretty cool. So, and I used a lot of wigs in my shoots, and then, you know, fast forward a little bit, doing more shoots and getting more kind of notoriety, if you like, within the industry, and then I was asked to go on different sets and work on this, that, and the other. So I always worked with wigs. And unfortunately, a friend of mine, she became quite ill, and I mean, I tell this story quite regularly because it was the turning point for me. And she told me about this awful situation where she went to a wig retailer, and there was two people talking among themselves, and they kind of threw this wig into a brown paper bag, and kind of sent her on her way. And the aftercare and the empathy was just horrific, and she was already going through enough as it was without, you know, sometimes people just want somebody to hold their hand or not, or just give them a pat on the back or have a laugh. But the fact of the matter is, these two people did not take the time to even figure out how she was doing, and it really upset me. So from that moment forward, I did her a wig. She was, you know, over the moon with it, and I kind of you know, I didn't look back. I kind of thought, you know, as great as being on TV is, and as great as being in the magazines and seeing you work in Hairdressers Journal and all those wonderful things, you know, at the end of the day, that really inflates my personal ego, but I'm not really giving back to the universe or giving back to mankind or doing anything else. So certainly to help people within their hour of need is a much bigger calling for me. But then also the wig industry, I've seen change so much, you know, like, I mean, it made me laugh when Kim Kardashian went from really dark to platinum blonde, and everyone's like, "Wow, how did she do that?" And it's like, well, I can tell you how, you know. And the celebrities have been wearing wigs, and models have been wearing wigs avidly for so long, and it was kind of the best kept secret in showbiz. And now it's out there, you know, the amount of people, the influx of people that are wearing wigs for fashion is amazing. So, you know, although we do a lot of things for medical, we also do a lot of things for fashion. And you know, at the end of the day, it's fun. Hair is fun, and whatever you're going through, good or bad, you know, everyone deserves to feel their best, and everyone deserves to feel feminine, and everyone deserves to feel great. So certainly after that experience, that was how I got into wigs, and then it went on from there. And I did a qualification in trichology, and you know, I touched on that a little bit, and then just got a much deeper understanding of emotionally what it is to lose your hair, and medically why it happens, and all the different factors surrounded with hair loss. And I just find it fascinating. So I feel thrilled to be in this industry. I really do, and I say that hand on heart. I'm very, very lucky.
I think I think we're all very lucky to do what we actually do. And it is such a fast moving industry as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just changes constantly.
It does. And it's interesting because of that technology. But,
yeah.
You know, like Alex said, the reason that we're all kind of in this industry, anyone you ask here, you kind of get to give something back. And I think That's the driving thing, isn't it?
It is.
At the end of the day, because I think you're making someone look or feel more like themselves, or a better version of themselves in that moment.
Yeah,
whatever way you are, then it's great.
It works. I mean, you're just giving that person back their confidence just to actually go outside their front door, take the kids to school, just do everyday normal things, isn't it, really? Yeah. Instead of being hidden away. So I think, we are very, very lucky to be in this industry.
And that's the thing. And we've all had a taste of being hidden away, for the last, 18 months, or, I've lost count now because it's just been such a roller coaster. It's crazy. I mean, this is, and I don't want to be morbid, but I've just got to be realistic. But I mean, this is what, when people are going through treatment, that is their life. You have to isolate because you're vulnerable to infection and stuff. I'm just going to say a little shout out to my friend Sally. Sally is one of my longest pals. I can just see her there, and oh bless her. She was saying how Sally's mom was and is a family friend of mine. I looked after her with some wigs a long time ago. But yeah, Sally's a good pal of mine, and her brother Jamie and stuff. And funny enough, I saw Sally's husband on the school run this morning actually. So probably see him in the morning as well.
Probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Isn't it?
Sorry, Jane, you just cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. I said it must be quite nice catching up with all your friends again now that you're actually back doing the school run and all your normal little things.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I went to the butcher today. That was great. I went in the butcher's and ordered that, and I've not had fish and chips yet since being back. But my dad promised me if I had his hair, he'd bring fish and chips in. So there's a lot of things you can do in California, but getting good fish and chips is you just can't do it.
Not one of them.
No.
Yeah, that's a British thing, definitely, isn't it? Fish and chips. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do your kids think about your hairdressing and your wigs? Do they actually play dress up all the time in all the wigs you've got at home?
It's funny because my daughter Amber, she did a little live on the Renee of Paris site with me, and she wanted to be the pumpkin princess, so we put her one of the kids' wigs on from Amore, like a lime green color, and she did it, and it was really cute, and she did this little live, and that was nice. I mean, I don't think my son thinks it's that cool. I mean, he knows that Daddy does what I do, and that I've done these kind of things, but unless I'm a champion at Fortnite or Mario Brothers and things, I think I've lost my cool there. And unfortunately for me, Brian, he can't talk or move or do anything. So I mean, she's a sitting time. I can literally sit her down and fabulous until she knows otherwise. So there we go.
That's brilliant. And I understand you're going to give us a little treat tonight, Alex, and actually work on one of your new wigs, the Alexandra, for us.
Yes. Well, obviously, it took me a long time to think of that name, right? Alexander. So, yes,
my
feet.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Yeah, I don't know what inspired that name.
Racking my brains. So here she is. Okay, so I'm going to have to get up off the stool and show you her. So bear with me in my makeshift studio, which is kind of my lounge. So here she is, right? So this is the colour. So the colour is Creamy Toffee LR. She's a long, wavy wig, which looks fabulous. And just move this piece of hair over there because that's supposed to be over there. Can you see her? She's got quite a full fringe. Okay, this comes in loads of different colours, guys. And if you want to see the full range and the shoot, you can head over to reneeofparis.com or get in touch with Trenco and have a look at all the stuff. So here she is. So that's her. That's how she sits. Nice full fringe. This is an ombre colour, or say a root stretch, or however you want to call it. And the Creamy Toffee just looks gorgeous. Now I did one of a couple of things here, and so many of you wig stylists out there if you want to realize. So this is a lace front and a lace. So the lace part means extremely natural from the parting. Okay, and that picks up on your skin tone. Sorry if you can hear the tripod rattling around, guys. And I've got a lace front on this, which means you can actually wear this back because there's the lace there. So even though it's a full fringe, for me, the wigs is all about versatility. You know, so even if there's a fringe in there, if you want that out the way, you can get it out the way. So this one is Alexander.
Alex, this is what you were. Sorry, this is what you were talking about for the viewers, with your lace parting and your lace front, isn't it? That's exactly what your Alexandra's got.
That's right, Jane. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken this off, but she's attached to the head just right now. So
I was going to say she's all pinned on. Yeah, that's what I thought I'd find you on.
Now I'm actually.
It just makes it really natural.
Sure. So I mean, I'm going to style this wig today, and but I don't know if it's if I'm allowed to tell them or Bradley has to. I don't want Bradley to tell me off. So, Bradley, would you like to give the news, or Jane would like to give the news?
Over to you, Bradley. You can.
The news?
Or giveaway.
Or giveaway.
Yeah. So the one that Alex is going to be styling tonight.
Yeah.
And playing with Alexandra in the creamy toffee long rooted, which is a fabulous colour. What we're going to do, we're actually going to give this one away tonight to one of the lovely viewers who is actually watching. And we're just going to ask, love the boxes as well, Alex.
They're so nice.
They are such a beautiful colour. Yeah.
So Jane and myself, we've only seen samples, haven't we?
We've got one as well.
We're very lucky to actually have a few here.
Yeah, I was really excited, wasn't it, when the package came the other day and we got all the new styles, which is absolutely lovely. We did mention earlier in the programme how many new styles there are in Alex's second collection. So please just put down your comments, and whoever actually writes down how many new styles are in Alex's new second collection, we'll actually find this wig being posted out to them.
So, Jane, just to be clear, is this the whole collection, how many's in the new collection, or is it just the new ones?
The new styles in this collection.
Not including the old ones?
Not including the old ones, just how many new styles.
Fine.
That information's on the website. It's everywhere. So you should be able to find that info. And we actually gave that info out earlier, and we might kind of pop it into the conversation again at some point as well. And back to Alex.
Right. Okay, so first off, I like to make sure I've got my equipment with me. So I wanted to do something that would be really, really simple, because I know that kind of, you know, we're on limited time and all the rest of it. But also, you know, if you look at really beautiful hair on celebrities and look at really gorgeous hair in like Italian Vogue and all these kind of things, it's generally quite undone and it's quite simple. So I'm not going to go quite as simple and as editorial as, say, what you would for one of these shoots, but I'm going to do something that is quite simple. It's very achievable at home, and I'm not going to use loads of grips. I've got a load of little bands. Does anyone see these little bands? I love these. See those?
They're brilliant to use. Yeah.
They're like a little clear elastic band. And I mean, I don't know how I've been putting hair up for as long as I have without these, because I've only been using these a few years. So I'm going to take those, and I often use like different brushes. I love the Renee of Paris wire brush, but I'm going to go a bit old school, and I'm going to use my Mason and Pearson brush. Which I just love these brushes. So I'm going to go in with the Mason and Pearson, and I love this curl pattern, but I'm also going to show you how the curl pattern looks when it's slightly brushed out. So I might, if you see my arm moving over and adjusting the laptop, just so you can get a better view. So if I'm out of shot, forgive me, but you know.
No, that's perfect.
So what I do when I'm doing this is I kind of go in with the brush and I scoop it around. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to encourage the curl pattern to form into a little bit of a wave, if that makes sense. And then if I feel any kind of tug, I hold the hair up, and then I not too hard, just nip it between my index finger and my thumb, and then just brush that through like so. Okay, so I'm just going through, and it's an amazing way to get a completely different look from the same piece, you know. And I mean, what do I prefer? I love to see, you know, a Hollywood sexy wave like this, but I also like seeing formed beach curls. So, you know, and if you want this to spring back into shape, we've got loads of great products like the Revive, or you can just simply wet it down with a little bit of water, and a little bit of water, and then let it dry, and it'll, you know, go back to shape. So, you know, I mean, our wigs are extremely versatile, you know, really, really versatile, and that's the idea. So first off, I'm just changing the kind of outlook of the wig just tiny bit. Just make sure this is on straight, and then I'm just brushing that through. So that is like, you know, a little bit of a Hollywood wave. Really simply just brush through. Now that doesn't look like much, but if that was to have come into the salon and it was somebody's bio hair, or like, you would have had to curl the whole thing first to have been able to work that look. So just imagine that we've spent, you know, a good 40-50 minutes on that, curling it. And then what I'm going to do now is
that's why wigs are so good, isn't it, Alex? Because even if you've got your own bio hair, but you want a particular look for going out on an evening or a special date, weddings and proms, you can just use a wig instead of trying to grow your own hair long. So much.
Well, I mean, it's the famous comment that that Dolly Parton said, and it was in an interview. Somebody said to her, "Hey Dolly, how long does it take to do your hair?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm never there when they do it." So you know, I've had a lot of clients in the past, you know, send over things and say, you know, can you just do that, and I'll wear the other one. So okay, so see what I've done here? I've just put that into a bobble and just got out the way. Sally, can you use any brush to brush wigs? Make sure it's a wig brush or something soft. So now we could put that into pigtails, but I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, just with the fingers, okay, just with the fingers like so, okay. And the reason why I'm working with my fingers is, you know, we had fingers before we had combs and brushes, right? So just keep it nice and simple. And as well, I want it to feel believable still and wearable and easy for you guys at home to do this. So can everybody see this okay? I'm just going to turn her over. So just to give you a recap, I turned the wig onto one side, and now we have this other side is in a bobble, okay? So I'm going to take one of these. Can you see it? See through? And I'm just going to put that in the hair. And then he says, and then I'm just going to double that over and see how it feels. Now you probably see me pulling some pretty wacky faces now. They're my concentration faces. Okay, so no nasty comments. So that one's in the first bobble. Okay. Funny enough, I say bobble in America, and everyone's like, "What? Bobble?
Yeah,
bobble? What's a bobble?" So I might keep saying like hair tie in a minute, because that's what they call them. So hair ties. So you see what I'm just doing there? Look, I'm just pulling out a little bit of texture and a bit of movement. And anybody that's familiar with a lot of my work, I do like doing clean work and a lot of bridal stuff, but I am a sucker for texture. I love it. Absolutely love it. So then I'm just going to turn around just to make sure how this looks. So when I style hair, it's all about balance. So just going to make sure I've got the right amount of balance. Just going in with the comb there. I'm just looking at that fringe. Lovely. And then I'm just taking another piece of hair. Okay. And another piece of hair from here. Okay. And over the top. Do we see? And then in again, just with a bobble. That's twice. And that's 3 times. Okay, so, and then we're gonna, again, just take little pieces with your fingers and just open it out, open it out, open it out. Now, you can, should you wish, cover the bands, but I don't think you really need to, you know. I'm not really that bothered about that. Or you could buy these bands in a different color if you were doing it on like a little girl or whatever, but you know, it's not necessary. But what looks really cool if you wanted to do this for something that was, say, bridal or an event, is you could cover the bands with like little pearls, or I mean, what have I got here, just so I can, this little thing, see like this, you could see like you've got like the little red little pearl, you could pop that over the band. But I'm not actually bothered. I quite actually like seeing the bands. I quite like the rawness of it. So I'm going over again, twice, 3 times. Any more than 3 times, you're going to struggle to lift and pull these areas out. And as well, you know, we don't want to, like bio hair and stuff, we don't want to damage the hair. We want to keep it as cool as possible. So are we starting to see how that's looking now?
Yeah, looking fab.
So, and then keep going. And then this way, look. And in we go with the bobble. Once, twice, 3 times. Okay. And then again. Once, twice, 3 times. No, we're not singing. We're not singing songs tonight.
No, you don't want me to sing, definitely.
I forgot where I was for a little bit then, you know. I was going to start serenading.
Yeah, you do. You kind of get carried away, get into doing your work and forget anybody's watching you.
We're terrible with it. Now that we can look at each other, Jen, I forget that the camera is, you know.
Yeah, we just forget about the camera.
Well, I mean, it was one of those, wasn't it? I mean, obviously when we did our test earlier on, and I didn't realise I could turn the mic off. I almost got changed in front of you guys, and I thought, well, you know, I don't want to put you off your dinner. So okay, so I'm just taking this round again.
It's so kind of simple that anybody could do this at home, Alex, couldn't they? Really, with the right equipment, the right band.
Yeah, I mean, look, everything boils down to. I mean, I used to have a saying when I would go on shoot or set or anything, and it would be, you know, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. You know, just make sure you've got everything, and if you're a little bit unsure with a style, have a practice run first. You know, I mean, that's all you need to do. But you know, I mean, the thing is, I didn't used to like hairstyling and putting hair up. I was a barber and a precision hair cutter. So the thoughts of doing and this was as a young hairdresser, the thoughts of doing this kind of stuff, I was like, oh, no, that's not good. And it was because I was a bit, if I'm being completely honest, I was a little bit afraid by it. And the more afraid you are when you're styling hair, that you're never going to get a decent result because you can't be creative. So a little bit of advice for anybody that wants to play around with hair is just give yourself plenty of time, whether it's bio hair or wigs or whatever, and have fun with it. And you know, practice with it, and just make sure you've got all the equipment, because, you know, there's no way that any hairdresser would attempt to do a job without the right equipment. So, you know, make sure you don't do that at home. So can you see that so far?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's like,
and the colour looks really well as well, doesn't it? The colour looks great with that.
Yeah, the colour looks wicked. So there she is from the front, look. And so this is like kind of going out kind of party style, if you like. So, and then I'm simply going to come to this area and do the same again. So it's like a sophisticated pigtail braid, if you like. I'm sure it's got a more technical.
Great for those summer, great for summer looks, isn't it? On holidays, or those people wearing wigs and they've got long hair and they just want to keep that hair off their necks as well, where they're getting a little bit too hot with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's that, you know, that's a very, very good point. And you know, people just sometimes just want to get it out the way, but just, you know, not always do we want to go to the go-to ponytail, you know. Not that there's anything, I mean, a good ponytail done well can be one of the most beautiful styles ever. Yeah. Oh, right, sorry, somebody's asked me a question. Are those bands like loom bands? Yes, they are quite similar to loom bands. They are not loom bands, but they are quite similar. But just be careful, because some loom, like this rubber on these ones, Paula, is really soft. So because it's really soft, it doesn't pull or split hair. So some of the loom bands, the cheaper loom bands, can be a little bit more plasticky, and they wouldn't be great on hair. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking where my first band was, and that band is a little bit lower than this band I've just put in. So I just literally just adjusting it slightly, and then pull that out. Okay, this works on straight styles as well. Don't think because I've used the curly style that you couldn't do this hairstyle, because you very well can. So okay, so I'm just taking, again, just look how much hair I took. Don't want to over egg the pudding, but just got to make sure that we've got balance. But as well, be aware of which side the parting goes over to. So Alexandra, which is this wig, is a side part. So if there's a bit less hair on the side which has less hair because of the side part, that's not a problem, because it'll balance. The time when you'd really want them almost identical is a centre part wig, but this one isn't a centre part wig, so we can afford to be a tiny bit more asymmetric, if you like. So sorry guys, so you see how that's looking?
Yeah.
That, like this.
Can I ask you, Alex, do you actually look after any customers in America now? Are you face to face with the end user, or are you all about doing the shoots in designing of the wig?
Yeah, I mean, not so much anymore, Jane. I'm not really with the end consumer as much anymore. And you know, truth be known, I do. You know, there's a massive part of me that misses that. But also, you know, there was a big part of me when that I wanted to kind of move away a little bit from that. And you know, I mean, the salon that I had in Hull is no longer mine. I have no longer anything to do with that anymore. So you know, so I don't get involved with what they do anymore. So I don't really know what's happening. One of the ladies that's joined me right now, Nikki, and she's doing a lot of my wig clients at the moment. I mean, we have you know, talking about the end user and stuff, I've got a couple of things in the pipeline with a couple of TV shows, which we're possibly doing some wigs for in the future. So, you know, I can't really say too much about that just yet, but that will hopefully come into fruition. But actually looking after people with, you know, with the actual hair loss and the end user, no, not so much. However, a lot of my accounts that I have over the States, because I've been, you know, managing certain accounts and looking after some, you know, some top hairdressers out in the States that want to get involved with wigs. I'm kind of, for want of a better word, because they're very talented people, but I'm kind of mentoring some of these people as well and showing them, you know, that it's not just being a fabulous hairdresser that takes to be a wig stylist. And, you know, there's more to that than that. You know, it's the ability to be able to sit down with somebody and the difference between empathy and sympathy. Now, if that doesn't make much sense to some people, you know, sympathy is when you feel sorry for somebody. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. And not everybody wants to hear that, right? Some people just want to know that you're in the same boat together. And being in the same boat together is having empathy and, you know, going through the fight together in that part of the journey. And being sympathetic is not what everyone wants to hear, because, you know, a lot of the hair loss ladies out there going through treatment, they're warriors. You know, you're absolute warriors, and that's how I think you are. You know, and I mean, sadly, you know, without going too much into it, you know, I lost my mum through an illness, and you know, she was a warrior as well, and I remember when mum was really sick that the last thing she wanted was somebody to feel sorry for her. She wanted somebody to pour a glass of wine and say, you know, let's go for this and all the rest of it. So no, I don't work so much with the you know, the end user, the end customer anymore, but I do mentor others, and I'm going to be doing a lot of training with accounts in the States, and just basically sharing what I learned over the last 20 years with doing wigs for people, and you know, and sharing knowledge, you know, because I don't know it all, and I learn all the time, and you know, I know that Trevor's been a guest with you guys before, and I remember straight after finishing The Great British Hairdresser, and I've been doing like a big TV show and stuff, and I've been cutting wigs for a long time, and I decided to go on one of Trevor's courses, and, you know, again, learn absolutely loads and different things than that I was doing and stuff, and that's what this industry is. And I think the minute that somebody says that they know it all and that that's it, I don't need to go on any more courses or learn anything else, then that's the time you should hang it up and maybe think about a career change, because anything in fashion or hair is very fast paced. It evolves all the time. So we have to be prepared to evolve with that. Does that make sense, or am I rambling on nonsense?
No, it's absolutely true, isn't it, really? Yeah. You know, however long you're in the industry, you learn all the time. And I think that's why it's such an interesting industry and job to actually be in, because it is changing constantly. The changes, you know, I've seen over the actual years, the same as you, Alex, has been incredible, really. Probably for Bradley, his time here at Trenco, the things you've learned and the changes you've actually seen over the time is quite incredible as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you a little tip for this last bit, okay? So I've been wrapping those round, and now I've got that bobble and that last, can you see that to the side, that last little bit of hair? So just to connect those, I just take another little stretchy bobble, like a loom band, as the lady Paula said, and putting that through. And I mean, you know, I'll tell you what was a really humbling experience as well, like, you know, going to California and, you know, rocking up there and a multi-British Hairdressing Award-winning stylist, and going there with my CV and all the rest of it, and you know, and it was like, well, my big boss there, a chap called Steve, I've got major respect for Steve, and he was like, well, Alexander, you know, it's great that you're here, and we're so happy to have you here, but you now have to go get your qualification in the States. I'm like, what? Really? He's like, yeah. So anyway, I made all the calls to the Board of Cosmetology and Barbering, and, you know, showed them my portfolio and all the resume and stuff. And because of that, they said I didn't need to go back to school, but I certainly had to resit an exam. So I'm now a fully qualified barber in California, which means I can perm, I can color, I can do everything a cosmetologist can't. But a cosmetologist does nails, and I've never been a fan of doing people's nails, and probably never will. So, but I did. Because I was a trained barber here, I had to do the 14-point cutthroat shave, which, you know, I'd done when I was here anyway. So I kind of fell into it. But that was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. You know, like going back into the school, and then you've got a proctor that's watching everything you do, and it's like, you know, it was, I was really nervous, but it was very humbling. And I remember coming out and I passed the exam and stuff, and ringing my wife. I was like, I've passed, and she's going giddy over the phone, and honestly, I'm not kidding you. I shouldn't really say this, but I actually got more from that personally on a personal level than I did when I actually when I last won the awards, because it was just so nice. It was just such a nice feeling, and I put a lot of work into it. Right, can you see that from the front, ladies and gents?
Yeah, it's looking good.
That's how that looks. That's
really nice.
There. That's the kind of full braid. That's the full braid.
Very
on that side. And then that's how that would look from the back.
brilliant.
If you didn't want that to be so like this, you could actually, which looks really cool, is you can actually connect those together into a pony.
Yep.
But I just love it like that. I think it's really, really cute and really sweet. I mean, you can grip that a bit further down, but I actually just like that just the way it is. I think it looks really, really cool, really something.
I think it's a great way to style that long wig, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
great
and it's a bit of fun. It's something a bit different. So that Alexandra will be going to somebody that Jane and Bradley pick out. So I'm going to sit down now. That's the.
I think we'll give everybody one final chance to try and guess how many new styles have been added into
the collection.
Sort of second wave of the Alexander Couture collection. So we'll give everybody till we kind of sign off tonight, and I think we'll pick someone just before the end.
Just pick, definitely.
So we'll give them a little bit of extra time to have a guess.
Yep. So how many new styles are in Alex's collection?
Indeed.
And they're great styles, beautiful colours as well. And whoever actually wins the wig tonight that we're actually giving away that Alex is kindly styled for us, you can leave it like that if you want, or when you actually receive it, if you wanted to actually remove the actual ponytails and all the bands, just snip them off very carefully with a pair of scissors, and you'll be able to remove those bands if you actually want to. Just actually put a little bit of spray on it, some softening sheen or some water, and it'll just bring that curl back as well. So depending how you want to actually wear it personally.
Be sure to take some pictures in it, maybe before you do that.
Yeah, definitely. It would be great. I know we'd love to actually see whoever wins it wearing the wig. And I'm sure Alex would love that as well. And we'll be able to actually post that all over the actual Rene Paris's website as well for you in their social media pages. So that would be really great if you're brave enough to show.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I mean, it's one of those. If you would like to send us a picture, great. If not, no hard feelings. It is going out to somebody, and but it's. I mean, I like to show simple and effective hair that people can do at home. At the end of the day, it's pointless me coming out with something that I do for my artistic work, because at the end of the day, it's like when you go to an Alexander McQueen, Giles Deakins kind of catwalk show. What you're seeing in their really wacky stuff is not what's selling on the high street, right? So, what you see on the runway is pretty much like in the British Hairdressing Awards, like you see the amazing artistic pictures, but at the end of the day, we've got to keep it commercial. But if somebody wants to have a play with that and wear it and send us a pic, great. If not, no worries.
Yeah, we completely understand, but it's always great if you are brave enough to take a picture to let us see, which would be really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
really like the style. I think it's editorial but casual. I think you can definitely dress that up or dress it down. It's a really cool look.
Yeah, and I think I agree with Alex as well, where you can still see the bands in it. It's just kind of just makes it a little bit more younger and funky, I think. Yeah, most definitely.
But I think next time I'm down in Brighton way, if Bradley's hair keeps getting longer, I might knock this style out on Bradley's.
You possibly could.
Do it. Absolutely do it.
Yeah, I know he would love that. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I just nearly lost power then. Did you see?
Is there an earthquake in the north of of England that we've
You
got to
see
look out for.
the fear coming over my face. I've realised I've had this laptop on. It wasn't plugged in. So, the technical wizardry of
At
least the battery was still good.
That's it.
That would be scary,
surprised
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had anyone come down for a biscuit yet or a milk or something. But hey ho, give it time.
No, they've all been very good, the family, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the kids I'm worried about. It's the other half, you know. I'll be made to pay for that one later.
You will do, yeah. You need to be making her a nice cup of tea when you actually finish this evening.
You know what? I came into this industry and stuff as a tea boy, and it's nice at the age of 40 that I'm still a tea boy. It keeps it very real. No matter what I do anywhere else or whatever I've done, you're never a prophet in your own home. So yeah, I'm very good at bringing biscuits and cups of tea and all the rest of it. So there we go.
Good. Next time you're down, then we'll have you in the kitchen making all our tea for us.
That's it. Then you can do my hair afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll have a day off, Jane.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll jump in the car now, eh?
Okay then. Yeah,
Fantastic.
we'll see you tomorrow morning then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
By the time you drive down from home. Yeah.
Right,
Good few hours drive.
Jane, it's been fantastic.
I think, yeah.
It's a good place to wrap it up so Alex can jump in the car and drive down.
Absolutely.
And get here for tomorrow.
Yeah, 9 o'clock for tea.
But thank you so much, Alex. It's been really good to get a little preview of the new style, Alexander, from the new collection. And we're looking forward to obviously getting those here too, because we've seen the samples.
Yeah, I've got Alexandra behind us, which that's just been put up very simply. But another one of my favourites from your new collection is the Astrid, which is absolutely lovely, and that's in the Alumina R, which I just love that one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It works so well in that colour, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does work really well. So yeah, they were lovely to actually see. We've had a lovely little play around with them, which is great.
Yeah. So they'll be coming your way soon.
I just wanted to say because I mean obviously Trenco and us guys in the States, we are partners and we work very, very closely. And we're in this together. But I mean, we obviously will be sending this wig out. But I mean, if anyone doesn't get it, then there is a chance to win any 2 wigs from my collection. Any 2 wigs at all, and that's on our Renee of Paris Instagram. So we have Trenco Instagram and Renee of Paris Instagram, and that's a global competition. So anybody in the UK can enter that, and all you have to do is put the hashtag WigWish and which 2 wigs out of the collection in what colour that you'd like, and that's not just the new styles. That's the whole collection. And and there's a chance of winning a couple of wigs in that as well. So like I said, we're all in this together. But I'd like to know who's going to win this one.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah.
Well, we shall let you know.
We'll let you know. Yeah.
Well, Alex, it's been great. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Been lovely to have you with us, isn't it?
I'm sure we will have you on again soon.
Yes.
We'd really like
I do hope so.
Yeah, when you can tell us a little bit more about what you've got in the pipeline happening.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to have you on again then.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, that sounds cool.
We want the exclusive scoop. That's it.
Yeah,
all right, brilliant. Well,
brilliant.
Take care, and we will see you soon.
See you very soon. Yeah, take care, my darling. And thank you
so much.
You're more than welcome. It's been great. Thank you. And thank you to
good, wasn't it?
Really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. Interesting to see somebody working as well.
I was going to say that must have been quite strange for you.
Not
Someone
doing
else
anything.
Is doing
yeah,
the actual styling.
Yeah, I was just sat here tonight.
Just sat there, twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah.
I suppose it's kind of like you get a bit in awe, don't you, watching somebody else work, because you can learn so much from other people when you don't get to do it so often.
Well, I think this is it. It's for me. I love watching other people or going to different places to see different things, because that's where I actually learn all the time. So, and you can always learn new things and new little tips and little tricks somebody might do that you can actually adapt to do yourself. And I think as hairdressers, that's what we all do. We always are looking at other people's work and seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was lovely to have Alex on board.
Absolutely.
Really nice. And
great to get a preview of the new collection. As we said earlier, it's come out in the States on Monday. And we've been very lucky to actually get some samples in time for tonight's show. So just keep your eyes peeled on everything that we're doing here and let us know what your favourite styles are as you see them.
You're going to be able to view these on our website shortly?
Yes, shortly. We'll be adding everything to the website, but as it's just come out, it's not quite ready to go up there yet. But in the meantime, obviously, there's still this wig in the pipeline for you to win tonight.
Yep, so Alexandra, which is a lovely wig. It's lovely when it's down. It's just got that lovely, soft, natural waves to it, which is lovely. Or as Alex kind of brushed it all out, which was really nice. Or keeping it tied up as well. So yeah, let us know how many new styles are in the collection. Yeah. Which is good. And Bradley and myself will select that lucky winner. And
we will do. And just to let everybody know as well that exclusively following this webinar this evening, if you head over to trendco.co.uk, we have all of the existing styles from the previous collection available on our website at a promotional discount to celebrate Alex being with us tonight. So if you head over to www.trendco.co.uk, which is down
there.
Oh gosh, it's so weird when you're like backwards on the screen below Jane's fingers. And
see my finger
that's it. Exactly down there. And then check out the Alexander Couture Collection online. You'll be able to look at the styles from the previous collection. Yeah,
and there's an extra 10% discount for any of our viewers this evening.
More than 10% off, Jane, and it's already marked on the website.
Okay.
So just go and have a look. We've got very, very, very exciting.
So great savings for people, which is really, really good.
Really good.
So yeah, and there's some great styles, I think, from the Order collection as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Ones that we actually loved and really actually enjoyed from the Order collection.
Yeah.
And they're not old at all. It's just that we've got new ones out.
Yeah, so it's just a celebratory promotion. Those styles are not being made redundant. They will still be.
They're still actually all available. They're all in the brochure still.
Absolutely.
It's just nice, I think, to actually celebrate having Alex with us, wasn't it?
Definitely. Well, I can see from
the name behind the box
had in tonight that 2 people have actually got the correct answer.
Excellent.
And what was the correct answer, Jane?
It was 6 new styles.
6 new styles. So congratulations to Jane Moss and Jennifer Towers, who both said 6. From what I can see, they are the only 2 that said 6 this evening. We're going through all the comments now. But the first one to say it was actually Jane Moss.
Jane Moss.
Who is tonight's lucky winner.
Yeah. And I think Jane came up almost immediately with that answer as soon as we gave the question as well. So well done, Jane. Bradley will be in touch with you and find out your address and all your contact details, and that wig will be in the post to you as well.
Yeah.
So enjoy it and have great fun with it. Well done.
That's it. Well, that's it from us tonight, Jane.
Thank you, Bradley.
It's been good to be back, albeit rocky with the technology.
It was a little bit rocky earlier this evening, wasn't it? It's kind of got a bit like that now.
Yeah, I think, we're heading towards 9:30, Jane. I think we're all in the bedtime slump now.
Absolutely.
So it's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Lovely to have everybody anyway. Thank you to all our regular viewers. It's been great to have you back. And we're going to be back again next week at 8 o'clock, Bradley.
We are indeed.
Absolutely.
We are.
So we'll look forward to seeing all of you again then. No guest stars with us next week. It's just myself and Bradley. So no doubt we'll have lots to discuss and different things that have happened during our week.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's normally something goes on between the 2 of us.
Always a drama.
Always something happens. Yeah. Yep. So we'll leave you all now, ladies and gents, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Take care.